to forget that you're wasting a lot of time when you're just wasting small bits of time. And I definitely do that, which is something I need to work on. Because it's like, oh, let me watch that extra YouTube video. Let me just keep looking at, women that aren't going to message me back, or I'm not interested in. It really sucks to get on those things and, not, swipe right. I'm not, swiping right just, crazy just to get something. We all have our preferences and qualifications. But yeah, I feel like if I had, and this is complicated too, if I had a steady relationship, that would help focus me. But, 2 relationships ago, before I started a relationship, I was so freaking focused. Unfortunately, not with doing these Christian Ninja Warrior videos, but other stuff. But I was getting better, I was getting more focused, I was getting more done, and I think this would come on, I would start doing this a little better, just because everything was starting to come, I was getting in such a good groove. And then I started this relationship, and I was like, yeah, she wanted time, which, duh, we're in a relationship, which is funny, because she, she canceled on me a bunch of times before we actually went out. And then we finally went out, and I was like, you have to save me all the time. You have to make more time for me. Well, I am. I was trying to make more time for her, which was messing up my groove. The groove I was in, it was really stressing me out. Because it got to the point where I'm trying to maintain this groove, and she'd just call randomly, which I understand that. But it would be such random times, I feel like. And if I wasn't working, if I took a break, I felt guilty. I could be spending this time finishing stuff, doing this or that, and making more time for her. So anyway, I say all that to say, I think having a relationship, another part of the problem with her, if she lived, in town, that'd be fine, but she lived, I say 2 states away, which sounds far, but, PA to West Virginia is not that far, at least. Okay, it can be not that far, it can be very close, it can be, 10 minutes. But for us two, it was 40. So, if, perfect example, the last time she asked me out, or, asked me to come over, it was, real late. And, I was thinking, I felt like I was getting back in a groove. And I was I'm going to get home at a good time. I'm just going to swing by the store. I'm going to get home. I'm going to take care of this. I'll be in bed at a good time. I'll get up at a good time. I'll take care of some stuff. And then she, messages me at, 9 o'clock. You should come over. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, if I go over there, I wouldn't get there probably till 10. And then, it's another 40 minutes to get back. And then you got the whole, leaving takes, you don't just, all right, time to go, bye. It's oh shoot, I gotta go. Okay, bye, blah, 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 blah. You talk and whatnot, and then you leave. And then you get home and you gotta kind of unwind. Yeah. So, so it's little things. More little things. If she lived close, it wouldn't be a problem. But 40 minutes away, that's kind of a problem. Which is ironic, because I'm trying to date someone who lives 5 hours away. But see, that's different. I make some time for a call, some messaging, some texting, whatever. And then see him when I can. When we both can. Like once a week, once every other week. Until, things get serious. Start figure out things. So really, to get into dating, like, you really need to, both you really need to figure out how much time each of you want from each other. It was kind of ironic in that relationship I'm talking about, where she was canceling on me. It was like, you want to see this Saturday? Oh, yeah. Oh, I got to cancel. All right. So next Saturday? Okay. I got to cancel. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, can you come tomorrow? We do that about it soon. And really, the last straw with that relationship was, as you know, I'm involved in the Friday the 13th marathon, Game-a-thons. And I told her about that like at least 1 month, if not 2 months. And I reminded her, I was like, yeah, other than this, because this one was it was like Veterans Day themed. And we were going from Veterans Day, which was like on a Wednesday, and it went till Friday. And I told her multiple times I will be busy from Tuesday to Friday because I had to do setup. And yet, she wanted my time Tuesday. Like, fine, I will kind of set things up before and after. And when I told her, like, when the next time I could see her, I was like, I told her. And her eyes got all big. It's like, what? Huh? Why? Like, I just banged my head. You couldn't see it because there's no street lights to shine light in here to see what's going on. But it's just so frustrating. You tell somebody stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this now. And they're like, what? When you've told them you can't. So communication, folks, that's another hallmark or whatever cornerstone of dating or of relationships. Man, my mouth is getting parched. I should have brought those waters. But I'm almost home. I'm really surprised. It was going like 20-some minutes. Wow. Yeah. So, other little things bother me. So, like, I live in the woods. We got feral cats around the house, and long story short, it started with we had a cat, and it was fixed, I think. My mom swears he was, but I'll tell you in a second. And then this feral cat came in, I guess it was feral, came around the house, and actually came in the house. And then some female cat came around and had babies. And now we have a bunch of feral cats around the house, though they're kind of not feral at the same time, because they'll come in the house and chill, and there's a bunch of inside quote-unquote feral cats, and then there's outside cats, and some cats spend more time in or out than others, yada, yada, yada. Which is weird. There's a bunch of gray cats, and the cat that was fixed is gray, and the original male and the female's cats were not gray. The original male was orange and white, and the females were like black and white, and they just made a bunch of gray babies. I thought that's kind of suspicious. I mean, there were some others that looked like the original parents, but the quote-unquote original parents. But they're the gray cats. That's kind of weird. That the fixed cat was gray, and yet there's these gray babies. So anyway, to get to my problem is, we're working on, that's what the last Friday the 13th Game-a-thon was for, just get feral cats fixed. And honestly, cats, actually you can still donate to that, by the way. I'll try to put a link in the description. And it's not just our cats, like any cats we can get fixed, but there are a bunch around our house we need to get fixed. And money and time have been the issue. So even when we get the money, like, I'm gonna have to figure out how, when and how. Maybe like 1 month I get one cat fixed. Because the place we want to go is kind of far. So I figure maybe 1 month, take a day off, get one cat fixed, see how that goes. And maybe get two, or just try to work our way to get as many cats fixed at one time every trip. So anyway, with that said, obviously there's still cats that can make babies, and it just drives me nuts that things will happen and these mom cats will be like, yeah, forget this baby. The latest, this cat, I don't know if she's nursing her still or not, but the skunk came around. It didn't directly spray them, but you can still, like, you have to put the baby up to your nose to smell the skunk funk. And the mom is kind of like, doesn't seem interested in baby. And there's two other nursing cats, and they're like, ugh. And you can't just give a kitten a bath, because that could kill him, FYI. So you gotta, and we're not rich, so I can't just take every cat that has an issue to the vet. And they're like, oh, we'll take you to animal shelter. Yeah, so you can get, most likely, either they get euthanized because no one gets them, or they get adopted instead of another cat that would have got adopted, and then that cat gets euthanized. So, really, like, taking these cats that we're doing, that we can take care of food-wise, but just might have health issues, which really not many have, and we know enough to take care of certain issues. But then there's other issues, like if you take it to the vet, they're like, oh, yeah, we should probably euthanize it. Well, shoot, perfect example is we had a cat. We took it to one vet, and it was like, yeah, we should probably euthanize it. And then I call my mom, we talk a little, and I'm like, crap, we're gonna have to euthanize it. And like, this is over like a half hour. And they're like, oh, well, you could do this though. I mean, it costs a little money, and we had a little money. And the cat's fine now. Which, I mean, I hate to say this on here, but I do kind of have a problem with vets to a degree, where I feel a lot of them are quick to pull the trigger on the euthanasia. Like, yeah, we can't do anything, euthanasia. Wow, really? Just like that. Like, I had one dog, like my first dog, Rembrandt, he had arthritis in his hip, I think. And like, we brought him in, and like, we had to drug him to get him in, because he was like, he had gotten snappish, because, you get too close to his hip, try to pick him up and stuff. And really, the only problem caused was he was just kind of peeing on the floor. Like, if we let him be outside more, it wouldn't be an issue. And then, like, get some puppy pads or something, newspapers, and it's not a big deal. You just pick it up, put it in a little wipe, and you're fine. So we take the dog to the vet, drug him, and we carry him in, and like, oh, nothing we can do, we should euthanize him. You didn't even do anything! Nah, that feels good to get off my chest. And I'm not hating on vets. Just, damn, don't, like, so quick to go the euthanasia route. Alright, so anyway, yeah, it just, these cats are kind of holding me back, or being like a big distraction lately, just because, they're kind of making messes, and then, trying to make sure these cats are being nursed by their parents, because then there's another cat who, like, mother cat who just, like, disappears and then comes back to her babies, and, like, she's gone for so long. It's like, is she nursing? Or maybe she's not gone long. Maybe she just, when you look, she's not there, but she's there a lot more than you think, because, babies are breathing, so, which worries me, because I'm afraid I'm going to come home to a dead kitten. I don't want to come home to a dead kitten. I don't want dead kittens. But, that's part of life, which is a competition. And, sometimes it's against other people, and sometimes it's like professional wrestler Jack Stain, his shirts that say you versus you. Sometimes it is you versus you. I'm gonna get some of those shirts. And I've obviously not been beating the me that holds me back. But that's another thing, like, I do wish I had more views, just to have people, I felt like people were going to hold me accountable, or have people not to let down. But, it is what it is. For those who did stick through this video, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you be so kind. And, wow, 37 some minutes. And I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Peace.